Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, do you hear me? Okay, we are about to start. So if everybody would like to take your seats, please. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to Brussels. My name is Injas Schops. I am the president of EUROPARC Federation, and I say a very warm welcome to the member of the European Parliament, Igor and Scholtes, and also Renata Briano was here. You probably think that Brussels is now, and I think as well, that Brussels is the most protected area in the world. So we are dealing with protected areas, so it's interesting to be here. But on the other hand, also a big debate is going on, not so far from here, in Paris, at the COP21 on climate change, where at least also protected areas are very important to take into the debate. As you know that globally, the terrestrial and marine ecosystems are storing 50% of the carbon dioxide globally. So I think we have to have a debate as well there. But today we are here to celebrate, and I think it's a good date and a place to be here for the Charter Award ceremony here in Brussels, which has a title, Good for Parks, Good for People. And I think EUROPARC Federation invested a lot of time and a lot of money in this process, in this Charter of Sustainable Tourism. And just to give a few introduction words to you is that just recently a study from the Cambridge University came out, which was measuring the amount of people going to protected areas globally. And I don't know if you know, but every year over 8 billion people are going to protected areas. And what is more important, spending more than $6 billion a year. So there's a huge potential over there. Secondly, if you look to EUROPARC Federation and to the charter system we are dealing with, at the moment we have 145 destinations in 17 countries across Europe. And also there we do a lot of research on what the numbers are of the, let's say, the protected areas which are chartered by sustainable tourism. Then we see that for those destinations, every year 72 million people are visiting these destinations. And if you go on the spending behavior related to those people coming to all those beautiful wildlife places, it's calculated and at an estimate of more than $1 billion already. So having the charter at the level of a protected area as a destination, as a tourism destination, I think it's very important. For sure, if we see what the trend is globally, also related to climate change, that nearby holidays will become more and more important in the future. So for today, I welcome you again. I'm very happy to see you here in Brussels. I think it's very important to be here also at the European Parliament, that they gave at least and they would like to emphasize on that, on the importance of chartering protected areas with the sustainable tourism. I would like to give the floor now to the member of the European Parliament who was very happy to organize and to support our idea of the Charter of Sustainable Tourism, and I would like to give him the floor, Mr. Igor Scholtes, for you. The floor.
Thank you for the floor. Thank you all for coming. I really also like to say welcome to Brussels. Yes, Brussels now is a well-protected area, and certainly it's also one of the most safety cities in Europe. So, first of all, I would like to thank Mr. Schops, President of the EUROPARC Federation, and certainly Ms. Petrosilo from the Charter Award ceremony for giving me this honor to co-organize and host this special event. I would like to apologize to my dear colleague Comodini Teresa, who unfortunately cannot be here with us today due to other obligation, but she's sending best regards to all of you. So when my office was contacted by EUROPARC Federation to co-host this Charter Award ceremony, I agreed immediately because I really strongly support this idea, this organization, and also this movement. This charter is a voluntary agreement and aims to encourage good practice by organizing this protected area, which are meeting agreed requirements for the sustainable development and management of tourism. And it's really my privilege to collaborate with Ms. Comodini and EUROPARC Federation, but not only on informing the public that protection of nature and cultural heritage is awarded, but also to encourage also other parks to participate in this initiative in the upcoming years. As you probably know, tourism is a cross-cutting sector, the first largest economy activities in the European Union, and certainly it's a key potential growth area of the European economy, generated over 10% of European GDP. And I think tourism is also very important player and the driver of substantial employment, and it directly employs 14 billion, a million workers, and consequently accounts for the last 20% of all the jobs in the European Union. Europe is the world's #1 tourist destination so far. We also hope that they will also take part also in the future, with a market share of 52%. These statistics show that the majority of trips abroad by European Union residents continue to be destinations within the European Union, and whereas the number of international tourists arriving in the European Union is forecast to increase by 140 million each year until 2025. So Ms. Comodini and I are also part of parliamentary tourism intergroup, and work closely with the European Parliament on these topics. So what is the European Parliament doing on these topics? At the moment, TRAN committee is working on the report of new challenges and the concept of the promotions of tourism in Europe, which was adopted in October's plenary session in Strasbourg. Moreover, the European Parliamentary Research Service has recently published also in-depth analysis called Tourism and the European Union, Recent Trends and the Policy Development. You could see here, and you could find your copy at the entrance of this room on the left side. So you're welcome to take these results. But furthermore, one of the good things the European Commission did is launching Guide of European Union and Founding 2014-2020 for the tourism sector, which covers the most important European Union programs for the tourism sector and focuses on indirect funding opportunities. We also hope that in forthcoming years, also the European Commission will cut a little bigger part of a budget cake also for tourism, especially for sustainable tourism, and this promotion is very important also for European Parliament, because nevertheless European Parliament is the finally the institution which in the end confirm European budget, certainly in cooperation with the Commission and Council. So the main priorities of our tourism intergroup are sustainability and promotion of Europe in the long-haul markets, taxation, education of workers and industry, to name just a few. But I also have to say, tourism also plays a very important role in this labour market. Some figures show us that also the conditions for workers are not really excellent. So we also have to place a lot of energy, knowledge and cooperation how to improve the standards of workers in this tourism, and in that way also to offer the better condition also for the people who are coming and visiting European Union destinations. So we also in this tourism intergroup organize several events and invite different experts for all over Europe, the European Commission, NGOs, etc., and give them opportunity to introduce us their point of view on sustainable tourism, present their good practice, challenges and priorities. We also organize in July Green and Blue Tourism event, how to explore the potential of blue and green tourism in the European Union, focusing on coastal and marine tourism, where we also hosted your colleague from EUROPARC Federation, Ms. Carol Ricci, and among others I also invited my good colleague, Mr. Martin Scholler from WWF Adria, who presented parks and opportunities and models for green tourism, focusing also on my country, in Slovenia, and our Triglav National Park. And he said that the protection area belonging to the nature, and people are only guests here. So we have to behave accordingly to the rules of nature and respect them. So the importance and the role of tourism in parks depend on the type of protected area and its protection, and most importantly, management goals. The tourism in protected areas is tolerated to the extent which does not exceed the primary nature protection proposed in the park. And one of the sustainable and the green forms of the tourism in the parks is definitely ecotourism. So therefore I would like to congratulate the Charter on Counting 131 Protected Area today, which sharing with the same principles in conducting the tourism activities in 16 countries. So it's really a great pleasure to see you here, and all of you who present the new and re-awarded charter parks and show us how protected areas are working effectively with tourism business and tour operators across the network. Also, as you know, the European Commission and the Parliament adopted the new directives in a way of travel package, which will also give an additional part of the sustainable tourism. And also, if I said that we have to protect workers, we also have to protect consumers, and especially people who live, who invest a lot of energy in these topics. So finally, to conclude, I would like to congratulate you all on behalf also of Teresa, my dear colleague, and myself for good work you have done for us, for our nature, and I really hope to see you also next year. And once again, congratulations. Thank you.
So thank you, Mr. Scholtes. I think for your encouraging words, and I think we have understood that you do a big effort in the tourism intergroup to work towards that sustainable tourism policy And of course, we would like to support you that sustainable tourism will get a bigger part of the budget in the upcoming next year. So thank you again also for co-organizing this event in the European Parliament. But as you already mentioned, is that Therese Comodini-Caccia was also co-organizing this event. She couldn't be here today, but luckily for us, she has made a short video message, so maybe we can look into that now. Someone is coming. It was working, so it will work again.
Dear colleagues and park managers, allow me to thank you for the work you are doing, not only to conserve parks, but also to promote them as a place where European citizens can enjoy themselves. Unfortunately, due to other commitments, I could not join you physically here. Yet I wanted to take this opportunity to show my support for the work you are doing. There can be no conservation without the involvement of all stakeholders, including local people, NGOs, governmental agencies. However, tourists can also play a vital role to support conservation. There is an ever-growing trend of tourists who want to visit pristine areas, along with volunteer tourism, and entities managing parks need to do their best to take such opportunities. Few months ago, along with EUROPARC and the Tourism Intergroup at the European Parliament, we discussed how parks, Natura 2000 sites and marine protected areas can serve as a hub for tourism, provided this is conducted in a responsible manner. Coming from an island which can boast of its parks both on land and on sea, I truly believe that this is possible even if more needs to be done from all stakeholders. I believe that the European Charter for Sustainable Tourism, spearheaded by EUROPARC, truly has a holistic approach towards conservation and making such sites more accessible, also for responsible tourism. I am disappointed to note that so far no park in Malta has been accredited to fulfil the Charter, and take this opportunity to urge the government and the civil society to further support such initiatives. I conclude by once again congratulating those parks that have been awarded the deserved certificates and look forward to visit one of them too in the future. Thank you.
So also thank you, Mrs. Comodini, and I would like to ask you to bring our regards to Therese Comodini for helping us and co-organize this and supporting our Charter of Sustainable Tourism. Going further into the program, and now I will come with another person because everything has to go in the right direction. And there was one, Stefania was working so long for this to prepare this event to be successful. And so she is, let's say, the master of ceremonies for the rest of the afternoon. So I would like to firstly ask you for a big applause for the work she has done. So Stefania Petrosilo, get the floor.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me to work for this event with EUROPARC, with the European Parliament, and with all of you. And I would like to thank Annalena Merhar, because she has done an incredible work with us, and she was very passionate. And so thank you very much. I think, please applause also for her. So I will speak now shortly. I will tell you some news about the Charter on behalf of Brigida Napolitano, who everybody of you knows. She's not here, but she asked me to present the new some news about the Charter, but before this I would like just to repeat some basic concept about the Charter. The question. We are here because we try to answer to this question. It's really impossible to reconcile conservation and tourism. Or we can imagine to make conservation and tourism allied. This is the challenge. This is the reason why we are here. That's the point. But how to do this? In my opinion, it's a matter of communication and to listen to each other. It's a matter of common vision and coordinated actions. It's a matter of commitment at personal and at institutional level. It's a matter of concreteness. We have to be concrete, not only theory, but really concrete results. Of course, it's a matter of economy, it's a matter of money, it's a matter of prosperity. But it's also, and maybe above all, it's a matter of love, responsibility, and taking care of our planet, our territories. A possible answer, not a unique answer, but the answer that we propose is the Charter. And all of us, we know that the Charter is a tool. It's a practical management tool for protected areas. The story, we know probably the story, but just to remember, everything has begun in 1993 with the working group of EUROPARC, who was studying the effect of tourism in protected areas, and the result was it was necessary to have a management tool. So a live project, a first live project about the Charter, was implemented from 1996 to 1999, and involving a lot of parks, representative of tourism sectors, etc. And the result was the first idea of the Charter. Today, which is the situation today? Now, after so many years, we have a very huge network with a lot of protected areas in 17 countries, many local tourism businesses, and also some tour operators, because in France and in Spain they are beginning to work in the third part of the Charter. So we see that the Charter is considered something very interesting, and a lot of parks are trying to implement it. What's happened now? So EUROPARC has just published this publication. It's not available, not yet printed, but it will be online very soon. Because after some years, EUROPARC thought that it was the right time now to make some change, update in some way the Charter. But how? Aims, objectives remain the same. This is clear. We will see together there are some differences about the structure, new guidelines, but the procedures remain the same, and forms and documents have been revised. The Charter remains a tool to help an improvement process. So this is very important always to stress it. It's a test, a commitment. It doesn't certify a standard, because all of you manage parks very different each other, and the level of sustainability of all of your parks is different. But the common point is the way to work together. Okay? This is very important. I always stress this because it's important also in the communication to the public. Okay? It's a tool, so be smart with your tool. We have to be able to use the Charter. Okay? The Charter, the award is itself doesn't have any sense. What is important is how we use the Charter, the tool. Okay? The Charter remains structured in three parts. So destination, the first part, so the certification of protected area and its surrounding area. The second part is for local tourism businesses, and the third part is for sustainable tour operators. So that remains as before. The document stressed the vision of the Charter, so quality experience, natural and cultural values to be protected, local communities and quality of life has to be supported, of course, and economy. And the mission of the Charter is to reach this vision about sustainable tourism. Okay, so the idea is that sustainable tourism can provide all of this. Do you remember that until now we had 10 principles? So now we will have 5, but it's just a different way to express the same idea. Protection, development, all stakeholders engaged, planification and improvement. 5 components: the forum, strategy and action plan as before, evaluation as before, monitoring and review as before, and partnership and communication. All of these are the key components of the Charter. The relation between principle and the rest of the key concepts are this one. So principle is the ground. Then we have key topics and key actions. And the key topics, remember a little bit the past principle. Okay, again, protecting, supporting conservation through tourism, reducing carbon footprint, pollution, etc. Again, quality, communication to the visitors, social cohesion, this is very important, prosperity, training, capacity building, monitoring, all initiatives, all actions have to be monitored, and communication to the, within the forum and about the Charter. So for each key topics, the park has asked to implement some key actions. Okay, this is the new structure, just to present for you what the new parks will, how the new parks will work, but more or less it's the same. Some words about the EUROPARC strategy for the next, for the future. The new document, new strategy document for EUROPARC has several priority areas. I mention here the areas where in some way are linked with the Charter. So training, to increase expertise on specific EUROPARC programs to deliver the strategy of EUROPARC. So training will be provided from EUROPARC to support the Charter. Priority area for EUROPARC is, of course, sustainable tourism, and the objective will be to consolidate the European Charter network and to promote the Charter as a tool for sustainable tourism development at international level. Actions will be to consolidate the network, to promote, this is very important also for European Commission and other institutions, to promote a common platform with other awarding schemes for sustainable tourism destinations. You know that we have other kind of instruments, and EUROPARC want to work in collaboration with this other instrument and institution more as possible, and gain international recognition of the Charter as an efficient tool for sustainable tourism development and disseminate it also outside Europe. In fact, for example, we have already in Jordan some parks interested to join the network of the Charter, and in Lebanon also they are thinking about it. The other priority area is about people power and human resources. So the idea is to develop the huge human resources potential that there is in the EUROPARC family, to support sections and to support working groups. Last comment that I want to share with you is about the relation with the Charter and the European Union. From the first life, at the beginning, several programs, several projects supported the Charter in different ways. Life, Interreg, MPMed, etc. But it's not only a matter of money, it's also, and especially, a matter of dialogue. And really I think that's a very important point, is what EUROPARC and European institutions are working together. So this constant dialogue that you have is very important. So I think that we really have to thank the European Union for its support. As we know, the Charter is a process, so we have a long work to do together in front of us. And thank you for your attention. Okay, now we can begin with the principal reason why we are here. So the program is organized, as you can see, in different parts. We will begin with a award for the first group of parks, and then we will have some other speakers, and so on. Unfortunately, we don't have all parks here, but we will mention everybody, of course. About this, I really would like to thank you to be here, because it was not easy in this period for several reasons. So I think that really it's important your presence here. Okay, we begin with France, Parc naturel régional de Brière de France. Please, I will ask Pascal Noël Racine, the President of the Park, Didier Plançon, Président de la Commission économique touristique, et Anne-Laure Blowet, chargée de mission du tourisme, to come here, please, to receive the award. And I will read for you the sentence that they send us to present why the Charter is important for them. Surrounded by large cities and sea resorts, the Brière Park is engaged in sustainable tourist practices for a long time. Thanks to the European Charter, we want to enhance the recognition of our action among our local partners and stakeholders. Our partners need concrete examples to go further. The Charter is a good opportunity to create a partnership and learn from the experience of other European areas working on the same subjects. And this we have two fantastic images of this park.
Alors, je ne parle pas bien anglais, mais je vais essayer. Alors, I am very proud to receive this charter. As president of the Brière Nature Park, I want to thank EUROPARC Federation to recognize our work for the development of sustainable tourism. The European Charter is a real opportunity for us to create new partnerships and learn from the experience of other European areas. Thank you very much.
And now we fly to Spain. Parque Nacional Marítimo Terrestre de las Islas Atlánticas de Galicia. I will ask to come to receive the award Beatriz Mato Otero, consejera de Medio Ambiente y Ordenación del Territorio, Ania María Díaz López, directora general Consejo de la Naturaleza, y Alicia Quinta Carnero, jefa de gabinete de Consellería de Medio Ambiente. Protecting and enjoying island biodiversity, research, conservation, and nature-friendly tourism. I'm sorry that the video doesn't show very well the images, but they're fantastic.
It's really more beautiful than this.
Yes, in fact, it's true.
Good morning to all of you. I don't have anything prepared to speak today, but for me and for the government of Galicia, it's really an honor, and I feel very proud to receive this certification. For us, it's the third certification. We have three parks like this, and for us it's very important. So thank you very much.
And now we fly to Italy, north of Italy, Parco Nazionale Dolomiti Bellunesi. Please, Mr. Antonio Andric, the director of the park, will receive the award. And for them, charter is important. Why? Presentation of nature to protect mankind. This is the principle that guides the management activities in the Dolomiti Bellunesi National Park. The Charter will be a further instrument for promoting a social and economic development in a unique territory belonging from 2009 to Dolomites UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Good afternoon. I am very proud of this important award. I am here today to represent the Dolomiti Bellunesi National Park. I bring you the greetings from the Directive Council, from the Charter's responsible Enrico Vettorazzo, and the entire forum. Just 3 days ago, there was the first meeting with all the operators that joined the action plan. And on that occasion, we communicated the assignment on this important European Charter for Sustainable Tourism and share a first monitoring of the action. I would like also to thank in this seat the Ministry of the Environment, Federal Parking and EUROPARC, and special thanks to Stefania Petrosillo, Luca Dalla Libera and Joseph Prats, the Spanish verifier who visited the park for 3 days in June. Where is the national park? The park is in the northeastern Alps, in the Veneto region, and in the southern part of the province of Belluno, not far from Venice. So we know that the naturalness of the Dolomiti Bellunesi makes them special and fascinating both inside and outside the borders of the protected areas. For this reason, in the slide that before Stefania Petrosillo commented, we wrote that the European Charter for Sustainable Tourism will be a further instrument for promoting a social and economic development in a unique territory. I hope that this will come true very soon. Thank you.
And now we change part of Europe, and we are very happy to ask to Mazzalu National Park and its surrounding areas representative to come here. We have for them Nele Sober, Mario Erit and Annie Kurisman, who are board member of the park, and representative, if I don't make a mistake, the NGO Terra Marina. The Charter gives up the opportunity to show the values of Mazzalu National Park Charter Area, The synergy between different stakeholders has had a positive impact on the Charter area development. We can close meanwhile.
I represent the NGO that develops sustainable tourism in Matsalo National Park area. And I would like to thank all the stakeholders that were involved in the process. We had agreements and disagreements, but even the disagreements lead to better decisions. Matsalo National Park is a pilot charter park in Estonia. So this will be inspiration for the other parks in Estonia. But especially I would like to thank the authority of the national park represented here. Thank you.
And from Estonia again to Italy. Now in the center of the Italy, Parco Nazionale delle Foreste Casentinesi, Monte Falterona e Campigna. So, Mr. President, Luca Santini, unfortunately, is not here for a sudden problem, so I will ask Liliana Zanetti, Pierluigi Saccardi, and Roberta Moretti to reach the floor. And our park has enthusiastically undertaken the charter process with the belief and aim to strengthen the tourism system, to improve social and economical development, and to characterise the tourism offer in our territory, extended of 2 regions, which has much to offer to visitors. Millenary forest with beautiful worship places and great biodiversity.
Il Presidente Santini è ammalato e io non parlo inglese.
Mr. President Santini is sick, as we told you before, so my President Liliana Zanetti speaks for him, and so she thanks you for him, and thank you everybody to be here with us.
Il lavoro che abbiamo fatto per volontà del Parco delle Foreste Casentinesi ha coinvolto APT Servizi della Regione Emilia Romagna, che si occupa di sviluppo turistico, e il Presidente Saccardi di Unione Appennino. È stato un lavoro molto importante perché ci ha fatto raggiungere questo risultato che consideriamo un'eccellenza straordinaria, ma ci stimola anche a lavorare insieme in maniera più importante proprio per lo sviluppo del turismo sostenibile nelle comunità del parco, poiché questo ambiente così ben conservato deve essere sempre più conosciuto e sempre più ovviamente rispettato. Quindi è un grande onore. Grazie, grazie.
I want to tell you that it's a different work here for us in Emilia-Romagna. We represent the Emilia-Romagna Tourist Board, working together with the National Park. It's the first time 2 regions in Italy work together, so Emilia-Romagna and Tuscany. We developed this new project for us to give the possibility to the community of the Apennines of a new possibility of progress, and so it's a very important day for us, and we thanks really everybody, and thanks Stefani and the other people who work with us for having this award today. Thank you again.
Last week I've seen a nice wolf in the park. Stop.
Okay, now we will mention some beautiful and interesting parks that are not here. Parque Natural de los Valles Occidentales del norte de España. We need a quality and respect brand to promote sustainable tourism in the outstanding natural environment of Valles Occidentales. To do this, we rely on the Charter. And some beautiful images of this park. And the Parc Naturel Régional du Luberon in France a coherent and structuring methodological frame to support our sustainable tourism strategy. And the Parque Nacional Peneda Gerês, Portugal. We will hear something about their work from one of the next speakers. The Charter in Peneda Gerês National Park, continuing the aim for a balanced economic, social and environmental development in the first protected area of Portugal. Another absent, unfortunately, Parque Natural do Alvao, north of Portugal. For Alvao Natural Park, the Charter represents an important work tool aiming to involve the different local agents with the commitment to contribute for a sustainable development of the territory in full respect for the protection of its natural, cultural and socio-economic values. And with this, we stop the first part of the award. And another applause to everybody. Before to go on. Now, Mr. Victor Sousa from the Associação Parques Convida will present us a very interesting experience of a network of charter parks in the north of Portugal. Yes, please.
Just to control the...
Yeah. For the pictures.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to start my presentation by thanking Ignace and Stefania of Federation EUROPARC to invite us to be here to show you what we have made in Portugal in the last 2 years related to the Charter. And I will hope that the other two park award that will be at the second period, still awarded after my presentations. I hope so. I will begin the presentation as three essential parts. The first one, I will try to explain to you what we have done at the north region of Portugal in the last 2 years. The second part will be what was new in our action plans, what we call the regional lines, and that became like this because we were working 4 areas in the same 4 parks in the same time. Also, we Alto-Minho that as work also they are here present also, and Alto-Minho, the 5 regions as work the charter methodology at the same time. And from this work appears and what we consider a new lines of work. And the third part will be what we expect to do with the tool that EUROPARC will give us, like Stefania has told began. Start to tell you that the EUROPARC partner is ECNF. ECNF is the National Institute that preserve and conserve the nature and forest in Portugal. In the beginning of 2014, they have made an agreement with Parques Convida through a project, a UE project, to implement the revalidation of the charter in 4 nature areas in the north country. The north part of Portugal. We are talking about the National Park Peneda Gerês, the Alvão Natural Park, the Douro International Natural Park, and Montezinho Natural Park. For this, we have make agreement also with Ponto Natur, the enterprise from Paulo Castro, a person well known in Federation EUROPARCs. The project has at the beginning 6 partners, the state with ECNF, with budget, a Associação Parques Convida and ADER Penedo Gerês. ADER Penedo Gerês is a local development agency that works the National Park of Penedo Gerês. And then we have also local development agencies in the other 3 parks, Coran, Douro Superior and Cobasto. Just to frame you, what is APCV, what is the Parques Convida Associação? Parques Convida in Portuguese means parks with life, but also means parks invite you to visit. We have the name can have the two situations. The Parques Convida Association appears in in 2006, when we begin the work with the ECST at the north of the regions, and the associations appears to be and to work with the second and the third phases of the charter. It was a work that started down to top. The stakeholders, the local stakeholders, have made all the specification book that they have created the rules to be of what they think should be accommodations with responsible and sustainable tourism, a restaurant, what the local products that should be awards with the brand, or what the activities and where the activities can be do to work with the brands. So they have made all the work of specifications. To be a Parques Convida partner, you must fulfill an application form when you tell us in the point that what the enterprise are doing now to responsible and sustainable tourism, and then present also an improvement plan, what they want to do to be better at this area in the next 2 years. The territory, the number 4 is a good number for APCV, because we work with 4 parks I have already. Our territory is 4 parks. We have 4 kinds of engagements. The stakeholders must engage with territory, quality, environment, and social principles to become a Parques Convida partner. And then we work with 4 kinds of business: the local products, the restorations, the activities, and the accommodations. This is the work that APCV do in the north regions of Portugal. So we are located here, and this is the 4 parks. You can see that we are from almost all the area of the North Portugal at this moment. If we put also here the Alto Minho, that like we will see after. We are talking about low-density territories. For you to have an example, Penedo Gerês has a total. The territory ECST of Penedo Gerês has a total of almost 2,000 hectares, and we are talking about 60,000 people at this area. We are talking about the areas with 21 people by square kilometers. So we are a low-density territory. And if we go to Alvão has a bigger number, but if we take out the city of Vila Real, who has about 40,000 people, we will reach a low number. But if we go to Montezinho or Douro Internacional in the northeast of Portugal, we will be talking about territories with 21 or in the Douro Internacional Valley, 13, 14 people by square meter. We are talking about territories with large problems of people getting out of the territory, exodus, rural exodus. So it was good to verify that the people who has participate with us in the work, local people, need these kinds of tools to preserve their life in the parks and to survive also over there. In medium, we are talking about 740 hectares with 2,000 200,000 people, so very low density territories. These are the partners that have worked with us organizing this project with the CNEF, with the entity responsible, the responsible entity for tourism of the north of the Portugal, Tourism Porto Norte, and also the intermunicipality teams. We work with seven intermunicipality teams. Alto Minho is here. We work with a lot of 15 city halls and 3 or 4 universities and lots of locals development activities like we can see here. What we have made in terms of SETS methodology was from July to March 2015 to February 2015, when we present the candidacy to EUROPARC. We have made more than 15 reunions in all the 4 parks of the north of Portugal. We have created 4 technical teams that now still working at the areas. They are keeping working still today. These technical teams was composed by lots of sectors of economic activities: cultural, forestry, agronomics. We have tried to represent all the sectors in this kind of technical teams. We have made also reunions, what we call the territorial reunions. My English is not so well. I was born in France and I'm Portuguese, so the English is not very good. But we have made territorial reunions where we validate the lines of action, the action lines in each territory, in each municipality, and also we have made the forums that are part of the methodology. We have made 12 forums with 3 in each park, when we validate all the strategy that I will present to you next. One thing we have reached to achieve here that we think is new also. We invite the medias, the communication, the social communication, not to make the news, but also to sit with us in the technical team, telling what they think should be the better way to communicate what we do in terms of sustainable tourism with the population, how to bring the news better to the local people, how to communicate better was also I think we input in this work. We have made also at the end of the process thematics reunions where all the action lines were validated by each sectors of activities. It was a work of 8 months in the 4 parks that today we can say it was positive because the 4 parks has been awarded by EUROPARCs. But it was also a grateful work because we noticed that the people they feel that they need this kind of tools. They have already understand that alone they cannot survive in this global world of today, and so they have understand. And we have noted some changes for the past 4 years. For the last charters, that some people that was sure that alone they will reach the objectives. Today they have understand that they need to join to this kind of strategies to reach their objectives, their goals. Each candidacy, in each action plans, the Peneda Gerês National Park has made 60 actions in these action plans. I will tell you only one from the identity territory that I think is interesting in the Gerês. It was the case of the solidarity economic from the field, from the farm to the dish, where the people want to start working with the 0 kilometer strategy, trying to sell the products that are not standard or is not quality standard, try to implement it and sell and collocate it in local schools or places where they need this kind of products. So we reduce the distance and we keep and these products that usually is not integrated at the market can be used locally. It was one of the actions that has appears here. In terms of investment, we are talking about 12 million euros of forecast investment in the next 4 years, and where the private partners are the biggest part of the cake. So also here we can see that something is changing when the public investment is lower of the private investment. So we can see that something is changing for us. Yeah. Okay. In the Alvon Natural Park, we have made 48 actions, and here I can tell you about one of the visual identity basis, where they want to promote what we call as Aldeias Portugal. Aldeias Portugal is a brand of local village that has been recovered, and they want to create the network and promote better this kind of product. Also here we have a lowest budget with only with 6 million, only is with 6 million, but also the private investment higher than the public investment. At Montezinho, we have made 50 action. One of the most interesting identity action was what we call the dark sky. They have very good condition to implement this UNESCO certification, dark sky, and they want to start, all the territory want to start to work with this tool also. Here, the budget is about 6 million, but here we can see that the public is still with the highest budget that the private is still beginning to work with us. At Douro Internacional, we have made 53 actions with the budget of 13 million. In fact, they are very ambitious. We will see what it will be done with this budget. Some picture of the reunions and the people that work with us. In the second part, I will tell you the regional lines of actions. Usually, we work with three lines of actions. Intermunicipality or municipality lines of actions, where one municipality or two present an action that they want to implement. A territory lines of actions that reach all the park, the Peneiras Gerês or the Alvon Park, and also the mandatory actions that reach from the agreement we have with EUROPARC Federation. In this project, we have seen one thing. It was maybe because we start the 5 charters at the same time. Maybe because it was between 2 European programs. I don't know, but it was a new kind of line of action that we have put together. If we look to Montezinho and Douro Internacional alone, or together, we can see that the territory is continuing. Is not only one park or 2 parks. They are all together. They make a continuous territory. The same thing to Peneiras Gerês and Alto Minho. Together, they make a continuous territory. So from this appears what we call the regional actions, and that they appears also because it was the local strengths of all the northern regions want to work together the promotion of the offer, the touristic based in nature offer. Also, Porto in North Portugal, the local entity, want to promote this kind of offer, and also exist. We have the people have the need to, they understand that we have to take out the scale from the municipality to the north of the territory. So we need a touristic offer with another scale. I can tell. Okay. Okay. So I leave you with one kind of actions that we think is good for this. Is what we call the scenic roads. We want to, at regional levels, promote the scenic roads. Okay. Only one, the famous 8. This is what we are calling, what we are talking. The 8, all the north country of the Portugal with one offer based on nature and relied together. Just to finish, so I will show you what we are talking. At this moment, 90% of Portugal, of the North Portugal, of the Natura 2000 network are under ECST methodologies. So I think the future can be, if the tool well applied, I think we have a good future in the sustainable tourism in North Portugal. I'm sorry about the time, but thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry to do this horrible job to stop people, but the experience of the north of Portugal is very interesting because, as you mentioned, Victor, you are working with a huge number of institutions. So this is incredible. What we always need is networking, and they are working really in this way. So this is very interesting, and also this is also something that we can imagine to copy or to use also in north of Italy or in other area. This idea to present a common offer among parks that are chartered, no? And they are nearby. This is very interesting. But now we can go on with the award. I will prepare my presentation. Here. Okay. So, we begin with Portugal now. Okay, Rede de Espaços de Excelencia Ambiental do Alto Minho. And sorry, I will ask to the representative for this park, José María Costa, who I think is the president of the park, and Mr. Julio Pereira, chief executive. Pardon, president of the municipality. The charter was the opportunity to enhance the quality of a unique combination coastal, riverine and mountain Natura 2000 site with a solid tradition of welcoming tourists into our region.
Good afternoon. Thank you to the European Federation. We are very honored for this award. in my name and the name of my colleagues, the 10 mayors from the Alto Minho, and all the private stakeholders and all the associations, we are very proud for these recognitions. This is a work, hard work, in the past for our work to preserve our land and our territory. We are very interested in develop the sustainable tourism. We think we need to preserve our region and also to develop, with the help with other countries and other experience, the best ways to promote the development and be careful about the sustainability of our very sensitive areas. It's a big responsibility for us. Thank you for your recognitions and for your confidence in our work. Thank you very much, and good work for the European Federations.
And we go on with Italy again, the Parco Naturale Paneveggio Pale di San Martino, north of Italy. The charter process is important because it established a permanent link between the park and the subject that in the area operate in tourism. Since more than 20 years, the park realized many projects for sustainable tourism, but now it's time to share them and to build together a strategy for the future, in which nature and landscape play a central role. So, Mr. Giacobbe Sortea, the president of the park, and Vittorio Ducoli, the director, will receive the award.
So I would like to say that on one side it's a great honor to us to receive the charter. So we want to thank EUROPARC, Federparchi Italia, and the province of Trento, that is our province, and also our local forum of stakeholders to have given us the opportunity to reach such an important result. But on the other side, the charter is a great challenge, because our park is located in an area in which there is a well-developed and rich tourism, traditional tourism, you know, skiing tourism and so on. So we have to work heavily, especially to increase the rate of sustainability in our touristic model. Dolomites, we are a park located in the Dolomites. Dolomites are a UNESCO World Heritage Site from 2009. And the Charter is a strategic tool that all the parks located in the UNESCO site will adopt to develop a tourism in a sustainable and responsible way. We started in this frame by having some common project with our neighbor, the National Park of Dolomiti Bellunesi, and we think that this is a good way to develop the Charter meaning for different areas, such as the Portuguese colleague said to us. Thank you.
I need to tell you something. Mr. Vittorio Ducoli, the director of the park, was the director of Adamello Park, and he made the charter. Then he was the director of Abruzzo National Park, and he made the charter. Now he's the director of Paneveggio, and he made the charter. It's a virus, you know. In each park, he will implement the charter. But, okay, you're right. So thank you very much. And we go forward. Again, Spain, Parque Natural Fuentes Carrionas y Fuente Cobre, Montaña Palentina. I will ask María José Ortega Gómez, alcaldesa de Aguilar de Campo y presidenta de ACD Montaña Palentina. José Manuel Meriño Gutiérrez, gerente de ACD Montaña Palentina. Tina Mountain is a wonderful land rich in fauna, botanical and cultural values, including endangered species like brown bear. However, it's an area not well known by tourists. The Charter will be a useful tool to promote the area and join efforts to advance on sustainable tourism.
We live in a wonderful place in the north of Spain, Montaña Palentina. We have a rich natural, cultural and architectural heritage in our environment. We protect species like the brown bear and our many Romanesque churches. The Charter will be used to promote a sustainable tourism in our area. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
And also about this park, I would like to stress that discussing with them, they really stress, please, don't write so much for Parque Natural, but more Montagna Palentina as really a territory. So they feel really a territory altogether. So thank you very much to be with us. Italy, again, the famous Parco Nazionale Area Marina delle Cinque Terre. The Cinque Terre National Park has identified the Charter as an effective tool to consolidate a participatory strategy of sustainable tourism. It promotes an innovative initiative that valorizes the local culture, rediscovers the identity of the inhabitants and, at the same time, enhances and protects natural resources and landscape. For the park, I will ask the President, Mr. Vittorio Alessandro, to have the floor.
A short presentation for another moment of the ceremony, but thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you the beautiful pictures of the park. Ecco, so. And now, Balkans, Croatia, Kornati National Park. I will call Marko Turchinov, sorry for my pronunciation, and Martina Markov, Head of Tourism Department, and marine biologist, part of the park staff. Kornati Archipelago, a string of pearls, together towards preserved natural and cultural heritage, greater economic benefits for local residents and satisfied visitors who understand the local culture, society and environment. Really, pictures are beautiful. All of your pictures are beautiful, but here, really impressive.
Dear colleagues from EUROPARC Federation, dear colleagues from protected areas, awarded protected areas, I must admit that we, representatives of Kornati National Park from Croatia, are very honored and very proud to be here today. Unfortunately, due to health problems, our director, Mr. Zanze, couldn't make it to be here today, but he sends his best to all. Just shortly about the process. Our area, Kornati National Park, as all other protected areas in Europe, all around the world, has lots of issues dealing with installing or implementation of tourism. Aware of our problems, Kornati National problems, colleagues from WWF Adria suggested that we should try with the European Charter as proven effective tool for implementation of tourism in a sustainable way. We decided to go for it, and after a hard process of, you all know about it, of communication, dialogue, and with a lot of conflicts, I would say, together with 40 stakeholders, we succeeded. So far we have a tough work behind us, but as all of you, 5 years period of tough work as well. What we learned so far is that communication and cooperation or joint work are key to success in this way. So what I want to say is also congratulations to all other protected areas. There are 19 protected areas awarded. And of course, good luck with an implementation, and hopefully we are going to see you, to meet again in 5-6 years again. Thank you very much. Hvala.
Thank you very much. I will mention some other parks that are not here with us. The Parque Natural de Poset Maladeta, north of Spain. The Charter will be a key tool to engage the powerful tourism sector in conservation of the privileged scene in which it develops the natural park. The Parque Natural do Douro International in Portugal is the proof that such a large territory and so many different public and private entities can work together for a common goal. This award makes us sure that sustainable tourism will indeed play a major role in the management and development of this territory, contributing to maintain its identity and its natural and cultural heritage. And then we have, again, Portugal, Parque Natural de Montesinho. Promote the development of indigenous potential of the Montesinho Natural Park in order to develop a sustainable strategy and resources of the population, articulated for visitors seeking this protected area. And we finish now this part. I think we can applause our colleagues that are not here with us. And we can continue our program with an intervention of Filippo Bellisario. Filippo is a person in charge of the Charter in Monterufeno Regional Reserve, a small reserve near Rome, who participated in an important project, MIT project, and Filippo will present their experience.
So first of all, I want to thank, of course, EUROPARC Federation for inviting me, and Stefania, who is not only a colleague and a skillful professional, but also a friend. I would like to talk for a few minutes about the opportunity given by this European project to our very small nature reserve and very unknown nature reserve in central Italy. What is MEET? MEET is a verb in English, and it's also an acronym which stands for Mediterranean Experience of Ecotourism. It is ENPI CBC MED, our acronym standing for European Neighbourhood Policies Instrument and Cross-Border Cooperation, which is, of course, supported by the European Union with a budget of about 5 million euros. Including 10% of individual co-funding coming from the partners. So Federparchi is a leading partner in this project, and which includes also 9 other project partners distributed in 5 Mediterranean countries. 2 are in Italy, Federparchi and the Lazio region, to whom I belong as an employee, as an officer. 2 in France, 2 in Spain, another region, Catalonia, and a branch of IUCN for the Mediterranean, one in Lebanon and two in Jordan, another branch of IUCN and the Royal Society for the Conservation of Nature. This project tries to connect the two different sides of the Mediterranean in a common and shared vision. So its activities and benefits are distributed in 8 Mediterranean countries, 5 on the northern side and 3 on the southern side, which are Tunisia, Lebanon and Jordan. So the first goal of this project is to create a different model of ecotourism based in the Mediterranean area and based mainly on protected areas. So in order to give these kind of tourism a higher quality, a better seasonal distribution of flows, and of course also to create a network among the protected areas which are involved in the project. A collateral but not less important aim is to provide additional funding for protected areas, environmental and conservation projects or activities. This is something mandatory for the project and for all protected areas which participate and all private stakeholders which participate. And the main result is the design, first of all, the test, and after the worldwide promotion of a catalogue of ecotourist packages belonging to the MEET, so it's a catalogue of the network, which are based at least in 2 protected areas of each of the 8 Mediterranean countries involved. So how did it work? Up to now, first of all, I would like to tell some figures. Up to now, we have 25 protected areas involved, with 15 local tour operators which manage the packages in the protected areas, and 19 different ecotourist packages developed. In the last more than 2 years of operating project up to now, each MEET project partner has selected a set of 1 to 4 protected areas. It varies a lot concerning, according to the different countries. And in each protected area, an ecotourist package has been designed and tested through a pilot action, totally funded by the project. The amount of money given ranges between 30,000 and 40,000 euros. How did it work? Each ecotourist package has been built through participation and the involvement of local communities, local actors, in some way following, let's say, a simplified version of the ECSD, of the European Charter approach. Each package must be consistent with sustainability criteria and also with some kind of standards and recommendations suggested by the project. So there has been a committee of the project which provided some very mandatory recommendations. Each package is designed for low season and small groups of ecotourists, includes a procedure for financial support to protected area conservation programs, and since we are almost at the end of the project, it has been tested at least 3 times by skilled and very selected experts, and also by international outbound tour operators, and assessed with an approach including customer satisfaction. My protected area, very small protected area, 3,000 hectares, very rich in biodiversity, 18% of Italy's species of plants, and 7 Natura 2000 sites inside. Mostly 90% covered with woods, halfway between Rome and Florence, at the very northern edge of the Lazio region. a diversified territory away from mass tourism routes, even though it is crossed also by a pilgrimage route called Via Francigena, which connects the north of Europe to Rome, but not so developed pilgrimage route. Maybe for the next 2016, the Holy Year, something new will happen along the Via Francigena. And we have a volcanic landscape and a clayish hilly landscape together on the two sides of the river crossing the area. Monterufeno Nature Reserve has been awarded with the European Charter in 2012, and a curious fact, it has been protected area number 100 in Europe, and the first, and at the moment the only one, in the Lazio region. During these 4 years, we have been working out a strategy and an action plan, very flexible. At the moment includes 22 actors involved, 5 public institutions, including 3 different municipalities, which is the territory of the operating charter, and 17 private stakeholders, with 50 actions operating at the moment. So we had the opportunity to participate to the MEET project, a very, very interesting opportunity on my point of view. Of course, because we had the European Charter. For the European partners, it was almost compelling. I mean, if either European protected areas were awarded with the Charter, or they had a process, an ongoing process to obtain the award, so to participate to the MEET project. And of course, also in the Lazio region, all protected areas are somehow managed or co-managed by the region, and so the Lazio region was and is a MEET project partner. Concerning the training events connected with the project, the first training for the project partners and protected areas to build capacities and to train protected areas was held in Monterufeno in May 2014. Since, I mean, all the activities are, of course, held in the different countries to whom the partners belong. And so we had 35 participants for 3 days, representing 18 protected areas. And we built our ecotourist package through participatory methodologies, which we already knew, of course, because of the Charter. So this meant 4 different meetings of somehow a restricted form of the forum, facilitation activities, 8 European Charter stakeholders involved, which means almost 50% of our actors, plus our 4 which don't belong to the Charter. This is a picture of the training, of the final day of the training in a little village close to our protected area. How did we manage the participatory planning process? We had some challenges, quite difficult, working together with a collaborative attitude in an area traditionally full of solo artists. Stefania before was talking about coordination, no? The different arrows going in different ways. It is very difficult in our territory, but somehow we managed. And this also reflects for the effort to build a shared vision, mainly concerning the package, and of course the management of conflicts among the various stakeholders, which is quite easy, particularly in very, very small provincial realities. But of course we also had some quite interesting achievements, such as a full commitment of the local inbound tour operator, which is a European Charter actor of our nature reserve, and who is totally involved and committed in this project. And the seeding among the local network of an embryonic sense of belonging, not only to nature reserve, but also to ecotourism values and the MEET values. And very, very important, through the first training we had in Monterufeno, the development of what they call a unique selling proposition, which, of course, under the point of view communication is very important to so that you can make a good presentation of your package to foreign markets. So finally, a very short description of our package. The name we chose after several tests is quite common, Central Italy's Undiscovered Beauty, 5 days, 4 nights. It has been tested by 20 experts with quite good results in terms of appreciation, 95% good and I mean very good judgment. As a collateral benefit for our protected area within the project, in these last days, a Lebanese group of 13 service providers connected to the Lebanese partner decided to organize some kind of educational tour, study tour in our nature reserve in Monterufeno, since they decided that our model was interesting for them. And what we found out is that we somehow tried to have some kind of forecast for the future, and we think that when the package will be operating, of course managed by our local inbound tour operator and sold through international outbound tour operators, we decided that 4% of its income will be dedicated to protected areas conservation activities. We tried to perform some kind of vision under an economical point of view of how this could work, and in a very rough way, we more or less, the package cost is €1,000, and of course taking into account the carrying capacity of our system, which exists, we may expect maybe an average yearly flow of 120 ecotourists, maybe, when everything is okay. And this could mean almost €5,000 every year for our protected area conservation activities and program, which is quite a lot because the economical crisis is standing for everybody, and we had our budget was totally reduced. Sometimes technicians and rangers don't even have the fuel to put the gasoline to put in their car to go around and make patrolling in protected area. Some pictures of the tests, and this means, of course, the main highlight is on the experience. So participants were able to cook and to feel the nature reserve with all their senses. This I like very much, is a shooting in a grassland full of orchids, bloomed orchids. And finally, what will be the future of the meat project? So the project will end in a few weeks, and all the partners decided there is the need to go beyond the European Union funded activities. And what the network decided is to work on two different fields, but of course different but overlapped in many cases. First of all, the meat network, and this will mean in the future the establishment of what they call a DMO, which means Destination Management Organization, including protected area managers and agencies, local tour operators, experts and partners, mainly for the leadership of the project and the governance of the future of the project. And the main task will be communication, training, provide communication, training, partner engagement, so to maybe increase the network, funding, since the public money is almost ended, and website improvement, the development of the brand and of the values. The second item will be, of course, the development of the catalogue, and in this case, which is the financial aspect of the project. And in this case, there will be an operating branch of the DMO, which will be a DMC, Destination Management Company, a private organization, who's a private organization which has been already, let's say, engaged for some kind of consultancy, whose activities will involve, of course, all outbound tour operators, but also bloggers and buyers, mainly belonging to US markets, Australia, Canada, and United Kingdom. And the main task will be, of course, the commercialization of the package and website, the development of a website focused on trade, strategies for social media, and content development. And this is the final slide. On the left, you find the 4 key words of the developed within the MIT project, which are compassion, as Stefania was saying before. Activities must be performed with the heart, loving what you do. Community, conservation, of course, and connection, the network. Thank you very much.
I would like to comment that Filippo said in my territory it's difficult to work together, to let people to be in coordination, but I think it's a comment that everywhere we can do, because it's always difficult to put people together, and but in many cases it's possible, and your work is showing exactly this. And another point that for me is very important in MIT project is that the first idea was, when we travel to United States, we imagine we can have as destination parks. So the parks of United States, it's a destination for us. The idea of MIT project was to create a catalogue to promote Mediterranean parks as tourism destination. So for people coming from far away, to have this idea that they can visit different parks from Mediterranean countries. And the project tested this idea, and the catalogue will be open very soon to other parks. So all of you that are in this area and that are interested to be part in the catalogue, please keep on mind and contact Filippo and the network of MIT, because soon the project will finish, but the process will continue and the catalogue will be open. Another important point, MIT involved a lot of parks from south of Mediterranean, and we had the occasion to speak with them how tourism, protection and peace are linked. That was very, very important for us. So it's a good topic to remember, to keep on mind. Now we can continue with the awards, and I make always the same mistakes, so we have to. Okay. No, sorry, here. And voila. Okay, as you know, after 5 years, you are asked to come back here to show that you continue to work with the Charter. And the first park that unfortunately is not here, but we will mention, is the Parc Naturel Régional des Volcans d'Auvergne in France. The Charter enabled us to gather stakeholders up in order to define an ecotourist strategy. It reconciles heritage preservation with the activity of Volcans d'Auvergne, and therefore contributes to offer everyone a better quality of life. I think we can make an applause for this part. And we can finish with our friend Parc Naturel Régional du Pilat. For us, the Charter is a way of thinking. It permits us to progress in confirming the involvement of local stakeholders around a common strategy to promote our natural resources. renewing our partnership with the local businesses, extending step by step the process at more than 30 enterprises, developing new training programs with them. And thanks to Park to be here again with us.
Good afternoon. My name is Charles Iliox. I am Vice President of the Parc Naturel Régional du Pilat, located south of Lyon. It's not the dune of Pilat. I am in charge of the economy and the tourism. Engaged since 2003, the Parc Régional du Pilat is proud to continue its ongoing commitment in the European Charter for Sustainable Tourism, as it is for us the most suitable solution to define and implement a tourism policy in respect of the environment and an efficient manner according to our development ethic. For the last 10 years, the contribution of the chart are unquestionable. The first period between 2003 and 2008 allowed us to federate all the local tourism actors. We formalised and implemented a 5-year ambition strategy, offering a successful cooperation through the forum. The second period between 2009 and 2014 permitted to deepen the relation with the business by extending the corporate network and the second aspect of the European Chart by supporting 30 of them. Reviewing the training offer and exchange by a cooperative work programme, this has permitted to get in touch with more than 80 enterprises. Now, for the new period, we are engaging to accept the challenge, which are extend the partnership to tower operators within the third section of the chart, and to offer a larger visibility for our destination while respecting our principles. Even better inscribe our work in the strength of European network made of territories sharing the same values and working the same way. With several territories, we collectively will take up these challenges. Le Parc du Pilat is proud to belong to the family of territories engaged in European Chart, and we thank you to support us in our engagement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I didn't mention the person, Charles Zillot, the Vice President of the Parc, and Axel Martisch, Chargé du Tourisme du Parc. I think that's to begin and to have the first award, it's easy in some way. But to continue and to be engaged in the future and for other 5 years in this process as the Parc of Pilat did, this is very, very important. So, merci au Parc du Pilat, encore une fois, and congratulations to everybody, and we wait for you in 5 years. Okay. Now in the program there is Mr. Nicola Notaro that is not here, not yet. He will come. We are waiting for him, so we can continue with Mr. Vittorio Alessandro. For people who doesn't know, the Cinque Terre is a park, crowd of people, crowd of tourists, beautiful, very small, very well known, and so the challenge for this park is really hard. So Mr. Alessandro will speak about this.
Thank you very much. Sì, ma are only images, so that national no? No.
Oh, sorry. Vittorio.
Va questo. Yes. Va vero? Qua? Good afternoon. It is an honor for me to take part in this ceremony and to be invited to the European Parliament. I give the Cinque Terre National Parks greetings to all of you. I would like to thank EUROPARC and Federparchi Italia for having granted us the European Charter for Sustainable Tourism, which allows us to become part of a very demanding but also exciting work perspective regarding the tourism themes combined with the protection of both the environment and the landscape in full respect of the local cultures and traditions. The Cinque Terre National Park is a small and precious territory whose landscape became a UNESCO World Heritage in 1997. And it consists of a fragile balance between earth and sea, and by the terraces characterizing the coastline, which are the result of the determined efforts women and men put into a work with which, over many years, they could create narrow corridors in the woods and on the steep slopes overlooking the sea, in order to use them for the cultivation of an excellent wine variety. This wine's taste keeps this long story, not only in the essence of exquisite grapes, but also in the salty taste of the sea. Terraces, paths, dry stone walls, hamlets, and the sea of the cetacean sanctuary constitute that landscape which leads tourists from all over the world to visit our territory. It's been estimated that in this year about 2.5 million tourists visited the Cinque Terre. The development of the cruise ship traffic in the nearest harbours increased such tourism and deeply changed some of its features. The Charter's commitment moves within this critical situation and ambivalence, with full respect of both the traditional economy and the most recent one, that is to say, with full respect of the resident communities, with which the national park always has to regulate its own institutional task of active protection. The Charter allows us to enhance the most aware and the most responsible tourism. That is the kind of tourism able to enhance the territory by bringing out its features. It is an ambitious and difficult prospect, considering the strong tendency to the abandonment of the land and of the traditional activities, such as agriculture and fishing, caused by tourism, which made the less hard and more profitable seasonal jobs more appealing. We live in times when many territories that have been safeguarded and looked after by the resident communities for many years risk to be included in an exclusive profit and loss statement which does consider their future. Tourism represents an extremely significant economic resource, and it will become always more important in Europe, but it's necessary to think of journeys as something able to make people know and to bring out the natural and landscape heritage of the visited place at the same time. To know by travelling, it is necessary the respect of other people's identity, of the patience of workers, of the right distance from things. A territory is not a fixed postcard, and the impetuous entrance in a fragile and delicate landscape like a Costa Concordia in the Giglio Island, like a huge ship or a runaway tourist flow in the center of Venice, may fatally change that landscape and can cause serious damages. The Cinque Terre National Park not only intends to safeguard the environment and the landscape, but also to protect the cultural identities. It is necessary to prospect in Italy's smallest but most populated protected area. The way we undertook towards the resident people consists in supporting agriculture by boosting the wine production, in the maintenance of the dry stone walls and of the paths, in the selective hunting of wild boars, in the functioning of the monorails, in the funding and insurance systems for producers. The actions for the tourism, considered as a crucial source of income not only for the Cinque Terre but also for a wide region, include the good receptions, the online information, the booking of visits, the organisation of the visitors' flows, and the involvement of the tourist guides, of the environmental education centre, of the environmental quality labels as a tool to recognise the best practices of the hotel and the restaurant service sector. Today, this project is enforced by the trust and the approval of the EUROPARC, which allows us to compare ourselves with other European parks experience, not only those that, like us, are already facing the challenge of tourism, but also those that are working to meet it. The parks are the bearers of a possible new development pattern, and sustainable tourism is a very significant part of it. Thank you for your welcome and for your attention.
Thank you, Vittorio. Okay. Yeah, I take a minute of your time because we just heard that Nicola Notario is not able to come at the last point. But I think it's a very good moment then to have a kind of a reflection on what EUROPARC Federation is doing in Brussels, because today you're here at, let's say, the most important political level in Europe, but EUROPARC Federation, as you know, I think, has the headquarters in Regensburg in Germany, but we have an office in Brussels as well. And at the left, for you at the left and for me at the right-hand side, the managing director, Federico Menozzi, is sitting, and maybe it's a good opportunity, Federico, that you just address the people who are here today on the work what EUROPARC is doing here in Brussels. So you have the floor.
Thank you, Ines. Thank you, everyone. I just wanted to take the opportunity, as it was having you here all and being at the core of the Europe, to say why we try to be here and represent the role of protected areas in Europe. Unfortunately, the new head of unit just phoned me saying the nature unit in DG Environment phoned me saying that he was busy and he wouldn't manage to arrive on time, and we are surprisingly ahead of schedule. So I think it's I will just say a few words. The Charter is clearly a high priority for us, not just at park level, but really in Europe as a tool for improving the management and promote sustainable development. And this is being recognized by the Commission as a good tool and as a good practice. And we have been working not just with the Parliament, but also with the Commission, both with DG Environment and DG Enterprise, that is now DG Growth, to have the Charter being recognized as officially as a tool for this. The Commission has been working to develop a European Charter on sustainable and responsible tourism, and we have been included. The experience of the Charter has contributed actively of this European Charter, and also the indicator that the Commission has developed for assessing the sustainability and helping the sustainability of destinations have included the work that you are doing at local level, and several parks in Europe have tested those indicators that have been developed at European level. So just to say that we are really cooperating with the Commission and trying to bring those experiences that you're having at local level at the highest political level here in Brussels, so together with the MEPs, with the representative of the Commission, and with the other institutions in Brussels. So I think this is also the value of EUROPARC, and is a network that really put together the managers, but to make sure that the high political level can hear what we are doing in concrete, and then we can pass back also to you the updates on what is happening at political level here, what are new guidelines, what are opportunities for funding and other initiatives. So I think this is a great cooperation, and that's why we are having, in the recent years, we are having the Charter Awards ceremony in Brussels, in the European Parliament, with the support of MEPs, and not at the EUROPARC conference annually. But so this is the framework, and I think we are showing also the value that you have. You see the flag here. Most of you are managing Natura 2000 sites, and those are the protected areas for the Commission and for the European level. So we are showing, the relevance you have in managing those beautiful and precious sites for the benefit of the policy at European level. So we are working in close cooperation to make this connection that is not just related to sustainable tourism, but really to wider conservation of habitats and species in Europe. But I'm happy to share with you if you have questions, and please come back to us, and I can give you more updates on what we are doing in Brussels. And our office is open, and so please, happy to organize also events and organize opportunities to share and sometimes try to open the doors of discovering what is happening behind those buildings. So I think this was an opportunity to be together here, but I think it's interesting to discover what the institutions are doing also for you here in Brussels. So thank you, and happy to share more with you.
So thank you, Federico. It's up to me now to make some concluding words on the award ceremony of this afternoon. And I really would like to do that starting where maybe Federico has ended, but we have to be aware that EUROPARC Federation, with approximately 400 members across 36 countries in Europe, we are managing 30 million hectares. which is 38% of Natura 2000. And we are trying to integrate protected areas, wildlife places, with, let's say, all parts of society. And I think it's very important to highlight the relevance of integration that EUROPARC would like to emphasize on, because we think that we are a part of the solution. Europe is facing a lot of problems, also economically, but I think that for sure with the European Charter of Sustainable Tourism, we have created a tool, a process that shows how we can find those local solutions to tackle global problems. And that's what I heard today out of, well, most of you, that using the values of life to start a process to have tourist destinations that brings tourists to your destination, to your region, that can protect biodiversity as well and brings some jobs and extra money to your region. And what is interesting for me that I heard a story about the wolf in the Apennines. So beautiful to hear that. That it was about the brown bear, and I saw some dolphins at Cinque Terre. So we are using these things, these beautiful animals, flowers, species that, well, I think Natura 2000 was very important for the protection as a tool for prosperity in our own region. So yes, I think that EUROPARC is doing a good thing and that we are trying to tell this message at the highest level in Europe, and Federico is working on that, and also Stefania and also Carol Ritchie as the executive directors working on these kind of things. That I always say that in this building, because probably you have questioned yourself yesterday, I have to go to Brussels, to the European Parliament, the highest level of policy in Europe. Yes, you are here because you, I think, deserve to be here, because you are doing the work that we need for Europe and also as an example for the world. So going to the, just quickly, because we have the reception to wait, and that's where we have to go to, but I think firstly I have to congratulate and thank again both MEPs, Mr. Scholtes and Teresa Comodini, for co-organizing this ceremony. And secondly, I think I need to thank Stefania for tremendous work. Yeah, thank you so much. And also, I would like to ask you a hand of applause for somebody who we just nicked out of the streets because the photographer was not supposed to be the photographer today. So thank you so much for taking the pictures for EUROPARC Federation. And besides, because you are the heroes of the day, of course, but we heard great stories of Vitor Sousa of Portugal, and also Filippo Belisario from the meat project in larger region. I think the meat region also proves that if you are a charter region, that also local investment starts, and a lot of thousands, sometimes millions, are invested in the region, bringing people to have a great experience in nature. And of course, Vittorio with Cinque Terre, I think I visited Cinque Terre several times. Well, it's a nice place to be. I think you manage it really well, and it's maybe an open invitation to everyone to just try to visit every charter park across Europe, and I think you will be far in the 80s when you have reached that goal, and then you will say, well, this was something incredible, because you are the heroes, the new charter parks, the re-evaluated charter parks. You are the heroes of the day, and maybe if you go home today, you have to say, I was at the highest level in Europe today, the best protected area in the world at the moment, which is Brussels. So thank you again. I would only do one thing, and that's give a big hand of applause for everyone, also yourself, and then I would like to have I have a present for all the speakers, and after that we go to, I think, somewhere here in the room to make a group picture, and then hopefully drinks are ready to have a big drink on your behalf and on EUROPARC Federation. Thank you so much. So maybe the speakers, of which Stefania, you're one of them, Stefania, Vitor, Filippo, and Vittorio. So I would like you to, maybe you go into the circle now, and then we can give you a little surprise.